Hi, I'm Any New Province, and this is Net Benefits, the series where we explore the benefit of net decking in Pauper. This week we're playing Skred Delver, or more specifically the deck that Billster47 used to win the Pauper Challenge this weekend. Before I get into the deck tech, I just want to remind you that you can like the video and subscribe to the channel down below. I'd really appreciate it. It lets me know that you're enjoying everything, and it really encourages me to keep going and making great Pauper content. Okay, so how is this deck different than Mono Blue Delver? Well, first of all, we have Skreds. Skred says, Skred deals damage to target creature equal to the number of snow permanents you control. It only costs 1 red mana. We play all snow-covered lands. That means if we can get enough of those down on the battlefield, we can kill pretty much anything with Skred. It also plays Lightning Bolt, which is just another great spell. We can use it to burn our opponent out after we attack them for a few turns with Delver, and we can also use it to destroy threats that we might not be able to deal with Skred alone. Something that I found strange about the Mono Blue Delver lists that have been performing well in the Pauper Challenge recently is that they aren't all running 4 copies of Ninja of the Deep Hours. There's definitely a lot of defensible reasons for not having Ninja of the Deep Hours in your deck, but I'm really excited that Billster47 decided to play them. It means that I get to play them in this deck, and I'm really excited to do that. Ninja of the Deep Hours says, Ninjutsu 2, return an unblocked attacker you control to hand. Put this card onto the battlefield from your hand tapped and attacking. Whenever Ninja of the Deep Hours deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. This can turn into a value engine really quickly. It maybe even draws you an extra card every turn. What's more than that is that we can pick up a Spell Stutter Sprite or a Fairy Miscreant so that we can counter another spell or draw another card. Another interesting change for this deck over Mono Blue Delver is that it runs Exclude to kind of buff up its interaction package even more. Exclude says, counter target creature spell, draw a card. It doesn't take very much to realize that this card is a huge blowout and generates a ton of value. I can't wait to just counter a 6 or a 7 drop with this card and just pull ahead in the game. I'm going to quickly run over the cards that already existed in Mono Blue Delver. Like I said, I explained it in my Mono Blue Delver deck tech. I'll link it up above in one of those card things, and you can go check that out if you want an in-depth description, but I'll just quickly give them a run over now. We'll start with the 2 Gushes. There's 1 less Gush in this deck than there is in the Mono Blue Delver deck. I would guess because there's just less islands overall. Of course it's included because Gush is a super powerful card. We're all about getting a little bit more card advantage than our opponent to win the game, so we have to play one of the best card advantage spells in Pauper. Of course this deck is still running the 4 counterspell, 4 spell stutter sprite interaction package. It's super great for disrupting your opponent. Sometimes it gives you an extra damage in the air, and it's also just the best thing for making sure your opponent's plan doesn't get off the ground. This deck really wants to try to outvalue every other deck in the field, so of course it's running the 4 Augur of Bolosses. Some people would claim that Augur of Bolos really helped get this deck off the ground. It can reach in and get your lightning bolts, your Skreds, more of your card filtering. It's just all around a great body. This deck is still jam-packed with value in the 1 blue mana slot. We of course have the namesake card Delver of Secrets, the 1 mana 1/1 that flips into a flying 3/2. We have Fairy Miscreant, which is another flying fairy 1/1, and it draws us a card if we have another Fairy Miscreant on the battlefield. It also buffs up our Spell Stutter Sprite. We have 4 Ponders. These are going to rearrange our cards, find us the threat or the answer that we need at exactly the right time, and we have 4 Preordains for scrying or drawing a card. These last 2 cards, as I mentioned in my other deck tech, really help get Delver of Secrets flipped exactly when we need it to be as well. The mana base for this deck is obviously going to look a little bit different than the Mono Blue mana base. We have 4 Ash Barrens for fetching up our snow mountains. We have 9 snow-covered islands. We still want an untapped blue source on turn 1, so that's why we have the 9 snow-covered basics here. We have 2 snow-covered mountains, which always seemed a little bit low to me, but I guess if Billster47 can win a tournament with it, 2 snow-covered mountains must be enough. We have 3 Terramorphic Expanses. I think this is for a little extra mana fixing, and maybe we need a shuffle effect for our Ponders as well. Okay, let's have a look at this sideboard. We have 1 Dispel for when our counter spells or Spell Stutter Sprites might be a little bit too slow. We have 3 Hydroblasts for dealing with just about any red card. I'm thinking Burn, Atog Fling, maybe some Is It Blitz stuff. We have 2 Stormbound Geists for trading with Mull Drifters or other Delvers in the air and getting back a better beater. We have 2 Electricaries because there's a lot of X1s running around. We have 2 Gorilla Shamans. They're going to blow up those artifacts for us. We have 4 Hydroblasts. This is going to help us win some counter wars. It might kill a Dinrova Horror. And we have 1 Relic of Progenitus. This is going to nuke all of the graveyards and draw another card. We don't have to protect our graveyard for any reason, and that's why we're just running Relic. We're going to nuke all those graveyards. And there we go, Skred Delver. We're going to be taking this into a league for my Twitch series called Net Benefits. You can check us out every Monday night at twitch.tv/anynewprovince. Before I sign off, I just want to remind you guys that you can like the video or subscribe to the channel down below. I'd seriously appreciate it. It lets me know that you're enjoying everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thanks so much for listening. That's been the Deck Tech, and hopefully I'll see you on Mondays for some Net Benefits.